Hello, everyone. So, when I was born, the doctors told my parents that they'd given birth to a bouncing baby boy. As the story goes, my mom passed out just before pushing me out, and when she came to, she was given the news. My dad just so happened to call the hospital at that same time, and he too was told they had a son. Now, with 2 girls already at home, they were ecstatic. They'd been hoping for a boy. And it wasn't until the nurses brought me to my parents, hours later, that the truth was revealed. I mean, I can just imagine that celebratory cigar my father had perched in his mouth, just drooping down in total disappointment. He wasn't traumatized for long because he was able to hold me eventually. That's him holding me. And amazingly, 3 years later, they were blessed with a boy who happened to be born on my dad's birthday. So that was a nice consolation prize for such mix-up early on. But I guess you can say, due to human error, for the first several hours of my life, I had a compromised existence. And whereas fortunately, most of us don't have this type of confusion or mix-up at birth, unfortunately, it doesn't take long before society, our parents, our culture, our religion, or even our own insecurities to start manipulating the truth of who we are. As a psychologist and a life transformation coach, I help people and organizations get from where they are to where they want to be and grow in the process. And unlike what's depicted in Hollywood movies as individuals seeking psychological help as being some type of hopeless degenerate, the truth is quite the contrary. The majority of people coming to see me are people just like you and me. Everyday Americans, going to work every day, coming home to families every day, doing everything they were told to do as little boys and little girls that would ensure a happy existence. But the grim reality is, most people greet each and every day with an overwhelming sense of discontent that's just as strong as the scent of that morning coffee. We were promised the American dream, right? We were told that there were certain things that we did, we could achieve that American dream. Go to school, get a good job, meet a nice guy or gal, buy a house, have some kids. And whereas most of us are doing some, if not all of those things, there still exists this unshakable sense of unfulfillment in our collective psyche that has people asking on a daily basis, why am I not happy? And this is where I come in. So, in my first session with a new client, after all the paperwork has been done, and the initial introductions have been made, I asked a question that early on in my career unexpectedly revealed to me what the source of this discontent is. It's a simple question, a simple 3-word question, a question we've all been asked hundreds, if not thousands of times, and a question we all assume we're going to get it right with 100% accuracy. However, in my 18 years of clinical practice, I have yet to meet one person who answers this question correctly. What's that question? Who are you? Who are you? Now, for most of us, when we're asked that question, we answer with some type of very safe, sterile, rote response that depicts some type of role we play, like I'm a mother, or I'm a student, or some type of title we hold. I'm a psychologist, or I'm an educator. But none of these responses truly captures the essence of who we are. And that's because for most of us, before we're even given an opportunity to figure out who we are, someone else has told us who we're going to be, right? Think about it. Think about what you've been told throughout your lifetime you're going to be. Maybe you've been told you should be more poised, or less sensitive, or more assertive, or less natural. The possibilities of what we've been told are endless. And as a result, we learn to bury ourselves. We learn to shrink within ourselves and create an imposter. An imposter that goes about life as a human doing everything everyone expects them to do, as opposed to being a human being and plugging into the beauty and the magnificence that is your unique self. Now, some of you may ask, why would our parents want to just stifle our authentic self? Well, our parents did it to us because their parents did it to them. And then their parents did it to them. Uniformity and tradition was so much easier in society than stepping outside of that box. In addition to easier, it was safer. Throughout history, and even today, living outside of that cookie-cutter norm can be met with detrimental consequences. But the time has come for us to realize that the truths and the realities that held true for our parents and their parents don't necessarily hold true for us. As the world evolves, so must our awareness of self, and so must our acceptance that the beautiful diversity that exists among us is ultimately going to be the saving grace of humanity. It's going to be the saving grace. And why is this important? This is important because living your life other than being your authentic self has detrimental consequences, from getting into relationships that are unhealthy for you or not compatible for you because society says you should be in that relationship, or finding yourself spending 30, 40 years in a career that never truly allows your true talents and your gifts to shine because you've been told that pension is more important than passion and purpose. My job is to help people regain and realign their natural rhythm in life, to reclaim the positioning and the placement that's most opportune for success. So in my book, Boom, 7 Steps to Personal Transformation, the first chapter is entitled Rediscovering You. And it's entitled Rediscovering You because no transformation, no metamorphosis, no true success in life is possible without having a firm understanding and acceptance of who you are. Did you know research has consistently shown that the #1 predictor of success in life has very little to do with your academic success? That may be good news for some of you students in here. It has very little to do with your IQ or your intellectual capacity. It has everything to do with your emotional awareness, your emotional intelligence, and your ability to use that awareness of self to navigate the world successfully. So one of the tools that I have in chapter 1, Rediscovering You, is a personality exploration. Psychologists fundamentally agree that all 7.5 billion people on this earth, including all of you in this room, we all fall in one of 4 different personality types. Our personality dictates the way we view the world, how we navigate the world, and how we're perceived by others. Like the 4 directions of a compass, our particular personality type tells us which direction we're hardwired to move in. So I want to give you an abbreviated description of these 4 different personality types. But I want to tell you, for branding purposes, I've given the names of these personality types the names of flowers. I am Dr. Rose, after all. And my passion, my purpose in life is to help people get to the truth of who they are. Well, as I go over these 4 different personality types, there are 3 questions I want you to consider. First, which personality type best resonates with you? Number 2, are you living your life in accordance to that personality type? And number 3, if not, what are you waiting for? Well, the first personality type we're going to discuss are the wildflowers, right? That name says it all. Like, these are the life of the party. If they had a catchphrase, it would be just do it, just do it. We have Shia LaBeouf there. Some of you have seen that YouTube video. That person there is actually a coaching client of mine jumping out of an airplane. But our wildflowers, these are our freedom-seeking individuals. They're uninhibited. They are high energy. They are charismatic and very persuasive. As children, they're oftentimes labeled what? Any guesses? ADHD. ADHD, they're oftentimes labeled ADHD erroneously because of their high energy and their need to be stimulated by more than one thing at a time. As adults, they're oftentimes considered and accused of being irresponsible because they may jump from career to career, because the ideal of a 9 to 5 is like cutting off their air supply. They truly thrive when they're able to experience the variety of life. Next we have our moms. These are the stabilizers. These are the organizers. Their catchphrase would be, don't rock the boat. They enjoy tradition. They enjoy stability. As children, oftentimes, these are the individuals that the teachers, they're ideal students for their teachers. These are the individuals who teachers leave in charge of the classroom when they have to leave out to watch the wildflower kids. As adults, they thrive in knowing what's to be expected of them. They don't like a lot of chaos. That makes them out of sync, that pulls them in the opposite direction. They're hardwired to move in. Then we have our poppies. These are our lovers. These are our nurturers. Their catchphrase would be, can't we all just get along? They're the first to notice when others aren't feeling well, and they will give the shirt off their back for someone. As children, they're oftentimes accused of being too sensitive. As adults, they're oftentimes accused of being too sensitive. And this is where their disconnection, because this is who they are. This is their direction. They are impacted, they're intuitive, and they're supposed to be sensitive. Lastly, we have our tulips. These are our innovators. These are our Steve Jobs and our Madam C.J. Walkers of the world. Their catchphrase will be, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Or, if at first you don't succeed, try again. So they're very intellectual, clever, enjoy their solitary time because that mind is always coming up with new ways of doing or building a better mousetrap, so to speak. Investigative and self-motivated. As children, these are the ones always asking the why questions. Why? Why does this work this way? Why are the clouds in the sky? As adults, these are the individuals that are coming up with new ways, new innovative ways to shift paradigms in our world. And their disconnect occurs when people tell them, oh, your dream's too big, or that'll never happen. They thrive when they're able to come up with clever ways of improving upon a system. So now that I've given you an abbreviated version of these 4 personality types, I ask you again, which personality best resonates with you? Are you living your life in accordance with that personality? And if not, what are you waiting for? So this past August, I introduced a concept called the month of me. And for 30 days, my coaching clients, friends, cyberspace strangers, people all over the world joined me virtually in rediscovering ourselves and getting to the truth of who we are and celebrating that unapologetically and authentically. The participation was amazing, and so was the feedback. I received an email from a woman named Sherry who shared with me that she used those 30 days to examine and then rid herself of all the faulty programming that has prevented her from being the best that she could be. Her feedback reminded me of something I recently read regarding metamorphosis. Did you know that in order to become a butterfly, a caterpillar must first digest itself? Think about that. In order to become a butterfly, a caterpillar must first get rid of every aspect of itself that is contrary to the spreading of its wings. The same can be said of you. It is my sincere desire that this talk today gives you permission to stop living life like a fish out of water. It gives you permission to stop apologizing for wanting to be pulled in the direction you're hardwired to be pulled in. It is my hope that it's planted a seed within you, a seed that you will allow to take root, to flourish, and to pull you in the direction you're intended to go. It is only then and then that you will rediscover the truth of who you are and start living your life in full bloom. I'm Dr. Rose Moten. Thank you.